OSU got out-coached, outplayed.
Lucas Raymond is also from Sweden, so he's an 8-time goal scorer for one of those 2 games they have in Sweden. So I don't know which one it is, but it's going to be one of the 2. So lock that.
This doesn't make any sense. I was pissed. Fumble recovery happened. I'm going to be honest, I turned off the game. I checked back in. That was fine.
Defense here, baby. Come on.
They're walking up to the table blind. I'm betting fucking blind. Welcome back to Sharps Sports Network. The boys are back on another Wednesday evening to talk to you all about football. I normally bring all the other sports up, but the biggest thing going on in the world of sports and in the world in general is football. So this is going to be a pretty football-heavy podcast. We will, of course, give you the puck luck and downtown cash picks. Tyler might or may not shout out some best bets, but pretty heavy football podcast, and all 4 of the boys are here to break it down. We got McDilly, we got Tycho, we got Luke, and we have the Wanderer. So let's get right into it.
Welcome back. All I have to say is it was a good weekend. There was some bad, some very bad, and some very good. So with that,
a lot of emotions.
I would like to start it off by saying congratulations to Luke. And I would also like to follow it up by saying, fuck you, Luke. Thank you for handing me back my marvelous trophy. And I'm the first double champ.
That's okay. I'm going to give the greatest triple champ speech ever 2 years from now.
Just can't stand this man.
You will never be a triple champ.
Buddy, you lost the easiest playoff matchup in fantasy in the history of fantasy.
Hey, that's cool. I'll tell it. I lost to a team who played Justin Herbert in the first round of playoffs. As you know, he was injured, did not play. My team put up an astounding 71.64 points, as I had to play all the people who I could never trust during the season. Thanks, Tyler.
All of you can keep bitching and moaning all you want. I came in last, so
I was getting to that.
I really don't. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm going to the fucking dog cage. I lost to Jake. All right.
You're goddamn right. There is no way I was touching that dog cage. My team clutched up, fucking won every game in the loser bracket. 3-0, put up 174 bomb in the last game to go for 7th place.
Here is the important thing that really matters, okay? And this is what I really care about. For the 5th straight year in fantasy football, the trophy stays with the podcast. We have a duty, the 4 of us, no matter what, to make sure that this will continue to stay on the podcast. And I will say we have done a damn good job of doing that. So as long as we continue that, that's all I really care about.
Don't worry. I'll take care of that the next 2 years.
Yeah, Luke said, let me clutch up on my beer.
I'm going to do it after I draft Blake Corum in the first round. Get him a ring, first year fantasy.
I can't stand
First
it.
round? First round?
He's
been drafting him in the first round for over a year now.
I'm
This
glad
has been
that
a
you
thing.
said it on camera,
You
because I
best
don't remember
believe.
if you said it on camera, but you've been saying this for a
You
while.
best believe if I have the first overall pick,
It's going to play goal.
Blake Corum.
I believe it. I would put money on him doing that.
I
I'd be that
can't.
confident.
You know what's going to be great? It's going to be great. The draft is in Detroit, so as long as we're there, we could just see what team he's going to, and then the look on Luke's face after the fact to see if it was good or bad.
To see,
Regardless, he's going to draft.
That
him.
is when Luke. That
But
is
the
when I would lock it
situation
in.
he's going into. Will it
doesn't
be
matter
good or
what-
bad? Blake Corum.
Well, it does, because if he goes to a team that doesn't know how to block, it's going to be a little more difficult. But
He's just
San
gonna
Francisco
be on
49ers.
the ball.
What if he got drafted to the 49ers? Just
Well,
that would be that would be confusing for the
Take a
CMC.
seat.
yeah, it'd be broken. They'd have
What are you talking
CMC
about?
and then
Shanahan needs
rookie
400.
contract. Boom. Anyways,
Yeah, but San Francisco ain't going to have that type of pick. Oh wait,
today is a football heavy podcast, like Dylan said, but we do have Downtown Cash and Puck Luck picks. We're gonna kick it off with those, get those out of the way, and then dive into football for the entirety of the rest of the podcast. So These picks are brought to you by Sharps. Make sure you guys download the Sharps app if you haven't already. This is what you should do.
Sports bettors, you need to download Sharps, the better social network. With Sharps mobile app, you can tail your friends' bets with one click. See a bet you like? Just click the whale tail icon and boom, it will open in your corresponding sportsbook. Sharp securely connects to major sportsbooks like FanDuel, MGM, Caesars, and more, so you can not only track your bets, but share your bets in creative ways. So gather the degens, download Sharps for free, and join our fast-growing sports betting community.
I don't like the way the flow of these basketball picks are going, because back-to-back games, it is going to be split 2-2.
You know, I'm gonna take John and boys.
Fuck Dylan for taking my pick because I was gonna take the Bulls, because now give me the Nets.
Fuck me, we all said the Bulls.
You started it.
Look, I didn't say that.
I was
They weren't
saying
gonna
under
ride.
my breath, take the Nets, take the Nets, take the Nets. I want the Bulls. Give me the Bulls. And you took the Bulls. So I'm like, fuck this fucking guy. Who does this guy think he is?
Okay, so in the basketball world, there was only one piece of news, and that was a trade. And we're going to break that down in the picks because both teams are in here. So I'll tell you who is the new player on the teams. All right, game number 1. We're going to start it off at 8 o'clock p.m. We have the newly looking Toronto Raptors with RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley going to take on the Memphis Grizzlies. Spread right now is Grizzlies -1.5 at home.
I already have a parlay posted on the Sharps app right now that involves this game. I'm just going to throw that in there.
Perfect.
I'm on Memphis. Give me Memphis minus, I think it's 1. It's like a pick 'em. So
Yeah,
I'm on Memphis. I already have that parlay posted.
that's
Catch the rest
perfect.
of it on the Sharps app, though. I'm not going to share that here.
I'm going to take Toronto. I like this Quickly. I like RJ in Canada, the Canadian Mamba. That's what they call him. And now he gets to go home. I'm just excited for this Raptors team. The first game they played, I thought they were an exciting team. I know that Ja just dunked on Wemby. So,
Yep.
yeah, he's. I'm not worried about it being a good game, but I'm going to take Memphis.
Look, Ja's going to make an MVP
Toronto.
around here. I'm just hear me out.
I
I don't support it, but he might do it.
respect my boys. I believe in them. But I do have a problem with how tall this team is and how much John doesn't care about losing. Right. So he might take too many nonsensical shots. That's why I'm going to take +1.5.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to come down to a game winner. Look it.
I like that pick, Jesse. I like that pick. Luke?
The Grizzles.
Grizzly Bear.
Okie dokie.
Game number
Next
2.
game. Thursday, there's only 2 games, so I'm just going to pick the game I think is going to be better. We got the Denver Nuggets going to Golden State to take on the Warriors. Warriors are favored, or my bad, Denver is favored -3 points. Over under is 233.5.
Stars are out. Give me the over.
I'm going to take the Nuggets.
That's where I was leaning before I took the over. As much as I love Steph Curry.
I actually really don't know where I stand here. Nuggets? Yeah,
Warriors are just
I'm gonna
mid
take
this year, man.
I'm gonna.
I don't know,
Well, here's
something
the
about
thing: the Warriors are weird because they've been beating good teams and they've been losing to teams like the Heat and the Trailblazers. So I'm gonna take Denver. I'll take Denver. Fuck it. Luke,
Give me the McNuggets.
Call him Mr. McNugget. Got the M on his head.
The McNuggies.
all right, Friday. Game number 3, 7:30 on ESPN. We have OG Anunoby and the New York Knicks. He was the man from Toronto going over to make that big 3 with Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson. Going to Philly to take on the 76ers. There is no spread because this game is on Friday.
That's fair. I'm going to ride with. I'm gonna ride with the 76ers.
I'm going to take the Knicks. Same reasons I said for the Raptors. I'm just excited for this team.
That's
I
very
think this
okay.
was a great trade both ways. I really do. I see Jesse's wheels turning.
Because I feel like the Sixers should win this game. But, like, that's because Joel Embiid's been historic this season.
Current front runner for the MVP.
But, like, I want to go to Knicks just now. We're going to go Knicks spread when it comes out. That's what we're going
Okay.
7 of the Sixers.
That was good. That was good.
I like how it happened. Those are the downtown cash picks, puck luck picks.
I think that you want me to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Last time I had the Capitals.
Get to the guap, it's a must. Speak on the top of my brother's
Tails.
blood. None of these niggas be trust. We cannot question, you know what it was. Do what you doing for us. These niggas back 'cause I'm putting in work. Like I speak fluent in Russian. Did you catch that?
All right, ladies and gentlefish, puck luck pick time.
Little update from the previous pod. Ty went 0-3. Jesse went 1-2. And Dylan went 2-1. And because of that, Dylan is still in last place, but he is only 0.2% behind Ty now.
On your ass. Sorry for the yelling.
Yeah,
I will say, I did have the games there, but I know you guys picked your own. I'm shocked you guys didn't do the Winter Classic.
You know, I thought about that after the fact while I was watching the Winter Classic.
Shout out Kraken, baby. First ever shutout in Winter Classic history.
And the Kraken were in it, and Dylan still. Yeah, that is shocking.
Tyler, I did say on last podcast, and I want this verified. I said, did Luke put the games in there? Because if he didn't, he'll say something, and you said, nah, he didn't, and then you picked your own. I do want that verified.
I did.
I did say that.
I did. But anywho.
What I ate for breakfast.
Game number 1. It's going to be happening Thursday. We're going to have 2 Thursday games because today. All right.
There's only 2 of them.
That's fair. The NFL's been doing some weird ass scheduling, and I don't like it.
We got a nice 2, then a 13, then a 3, then a 14, and then
my point.
But we have the New York Islanders headed to the desert to play the Yotes.
You're not building up any drama for me.
I forgot.
What's going on?
Get the over/under. So give me
6.
That's what I wrote down because that's what I was guessing.
No, you're right. I'm looking at it and it says 6.
Hey!
It is.
Yeah, I wouldn't lie.
Are you sure about that?
Not positive, but I can kind of trust Dylan on this one. Who are they playing?
Take a guess, Tyler. I'll give you a hint. It's either Tampa Bay or Arizona.
Oh man, Arizona.
Yep.
Okay. Give me Arizona.
I actually think I'm not gonna lie. This isn't. I'm coming at you, Luke. This is a good game. I actually like this game here, and I'm gonna ride your boys. I'm gonna take the Yotes. Look at me. I'm in such a good mood today.
What's going on?
I can't wait for us to talk about this Michigan game and that whole mood to just go out the fucking window.
Jesse? I will not be taking the Yotes.
You're New Jesse, very vengeful.
Game number 2. We have the final Stanley Cup matchup of the season because they only play twice this year. The Panthers are headed to Vegas to play the Knights. Panthers are 11-7-2 on the road, while the Knights are 13-3-2. The over/under is 6. The Panthers took the first matchup
Panthers have been.
It's only right that they turn around and fuck this one up when they're on the road, right? I mean, Vegas dominant at home. I'm gonna take Vegas.
I'm gonna take Florida. Vegas has lost 4 of the last 5, and Florida's won 5 in a row. So I'm gonna take the hot team.
Get right. Got to get right. Jesse?
I'm going to take the Knights as well.
Well, you know, a good bounce back game would be playing at home for the Knights. You know, they've been in a little drought. Droughts don't last that long in hockey, so I might just have to take the Knights, even though it's killing me not to take the Panthers.
Damn, I was waiting for a butt. Fuck.
Yeah, dude, I had a hard time deciding.
I was waiting the whole time for you to go butt, and fuck, you took the Knights.
Game number 3. We have the Carolina Hurricanes. Oh, wait, I forgot. That game 2 was Thursday at 10 p.m. But this game is Friday at 7 p.m. The Carolina Hurricanes headed to Washington to play the Capitals. Hurricanes are 11-10-1 on the road, while the Caps are 9-4-4 at home. But the Canes are hot.
Very similar spot of the last game. I was just about to say, Canes won 4 in a row, and Washington's lost 5 of their last 6. So very similar spot. And I'm going to continue the same thing I just said, or else I would be a fucking hypocrite. So I'm going to take Carolina.
Yeah, I'm taking the Canes on this one. Not feeling the Caps lately.
I haven't been feeling the Caps all year, so I'm taking the Canes.
I was gonna ask, how are honestly the Caps doing this year? Because I haven't heard about them once.
The problem is they seem extremely irrelevant. But then they play at home, and every time I fade them because I'm like, these guys are just Ovi's honestly playing like shit. He is not producing anywhere near what he has his entire career.
Okay.
But then every time they play at home, they like somehow manage just to win. So I'm going to stop fading them for the first time all year. And now they're going to let me down again because I'm taking the Caps.
Yeah, like to Luke's point, though, 2023 NHL season, Alexander Ovechkin, to this point in the year, has 22 points, 8 goals, 14 assists. 3 of those goals are power play goals.
He's not getting enough soda. He's not getting enough fucking chips.
He's not doing whistle.
That's not it. Their power play sucks this year. I'm pretty sure they have the worst power play in the league. That is shocking.
If Ovechkin has 3 power play goals, yeah, I think so.
Like, that is shocking.
Things are falling apart.
How? When you think of Caps power play, you don't think of the worst in the league. You think, oh, they have Ovechkin. He's just smacking and clapping bombs into the net like normal.
Yeah, I think Washington power play. I think, damn, Washington's probably scoring. Not anymore.
Because even with Ovi out there not scoring, and the teams go out of the way to specifically cover Ovi, the other team, the rest of the 4 players just work it themselves and usually can do enough to get the puck in the net.
Yeah, you would think not this year. Washington, you may screw Luke, you may not.
I don't know how to. The Caps are extremely weird. I don't know. They're just a bunch of question marks. At home, they're good, but they still suck. I don't.
You know, I'm going to be honest. What you pretty much just told me, you said, long story short, they're the Wild this year. They're good. They're bad. They win some. They lose some.
I almost might take it as far as saying they're the off-brand Wild.
Yeah, honestly.
That's tough. That's a bad spot. Let's get into some football.
What is happening is Michigan's going to get this dub.
And that's exactly what I saw. I got my money's worth and I didn't pay a dime. It was free. I should have had to pay for that shit. It was unbelievable.
In that situation, you just fade the green.
Kirk Cousins back to throw on 4th and 18. He's given time. He wants Jefferson. Climbs
play half as good as they did last week in this season and still come out on top. I lost count how many interception clips there were.
I felt like we kept watching the same one over and over, but it was always a different.
Walker on first down. It's picked off. What a play. Lorenzo.
Remember the ecstatic excitement and rage-filled little man's rant so that we can laugh at
If the
him.
Titans never got Derrick Henry, Dylan wouldn't even know Tennessee had a football team. I swear to God.
Alrighty. Let's get
All right, ladies and
into it.
gentlemen. Yeah, week 17.
You
What a
take our
fucking
hands?
week. Yeah, what a fucking week, eh? Fuck.
I think Luke said it best. I think it was just a lot of emotions.
Yeah, definitely. What a weekend for everyone, especially in the state of Michigan. A hell of a weekend. If you had emotional highs and emotional lows. If you're a Michigan fan and you're also a Lions fan, wow. At least they didn't happen in reverse order. That's all I'm saying. At least they didn't happen backwards. That's all I got.
To put it in perspective, to relate it, it's like going on the dragster, but there's about 50 different up and downs on the dragster. It's not just that one up and one down. It is.
Yeah, it's over and over and over.
They go back to the
dragster's
start,
fucking
and then when you go to get off the ride, they send your ass back again, and he's like, "Oh fuck!" and he just keeps going over and over and over again, and he can't get off the ride.
Bro, it's literally anyone that watches Family Guy. It's when Peter gets stuck on the train. Non-stop action. But we're gonna talk NFL, and then we're gonna loop back to Saturday's game because I think that, as we all know, the most will be said about Saturday's game. So we're gonna start with Sunday, and then we'll come back to Saturday. All right.
Actually, we're gonna start with Saturday, and then we're gonna come back because we got to start with the Lions and the Cowboys. Starting like the first game, it was the first game that was played. That's the problem.
But I'm gonna spend fucking Lions. Someone's gonna have to make me stop talking about it.
We will cut you off, Tyler. I will give you a 2-minute timer, and then we'll cut you off. But Detroit Lions and the Dallas Cowboys, overall, it was a good football game. Jared Goff, he threw what he needed to throw. He went off. Dak Prescott did the same thing on the other side. Rushing-wise, the defenses both held up really well. They contained Monty to only 60 yards, Gibbs to 40, and I'm pretty sure Pollard didn't even break 50. But there was something that happened at the end of the game that determined the outcome of the game that I will just let Tyler go ahead and do. Tyler, you have 2 minutes. Go crazy.
I mean, okay, so yes, Dallas would have had 24 seconds left. Could they have kicked a field goal? Sure. Was that going to happen? Probably fucking not, okay? So basically, since that wasn't going to happen, because the probability of that happening is very low, we got fucked in the ass on live television. Everyone saw it. Everyone agrees that we got fucked in the ass. And then the NFL turned around and said, that was actually your fault. Your players kind of confused us on purpose, and so it's your fault for deceiving the whole other team and the referees, even though these motherfuckers knew the play before the game because Dan Campbell sat down and said, listen here, we're throwing the fucking ball to Decker. So Decker wears number 68, by the way. We're throwing it to 68 on this play. It's going to happen if we get in this situation. We get in this situation, end of the game, run the fucking play, and boom. Nope. What happened? Wrong person reported. Why? Because Brad Allen's fucking ears don't work. That's why. And that's why the Lions don't have a shot at the 1 seed anymore. So fuck everything. That's stupid. The Vikings are going to get absolutely destroyed. And I mean, fuck it. We're not losing the game the rest of the year.
With 30 seconds to spare. I think that's. Does anyone else have anything to add off that? I mean, I don't disagree with the word he said, but does anyone else have anything to add?
We better not see you in the playoffs.
I hope we fucking do. I need that in my.
The thing is, the boys want him. From what we just saw from the Amon-Ra Brothers podcast when him and Hutchinson were talking about it, they want Dallas in the playoffs.
Yeah, because they went into your house, they shut your offense down, they made you look inefficient besides with one person, and we should have won the game.
But I love that. I love how they said, we don't just want you in the playoffs. We want you guys back in Jerry World, back where you're going to keep getting all your fucking calls, and we want to beat the shit out of you there. That's what I like. I love that. Because they could have said, oh, we want you at home. We want the advantage. No. We know how it is over there, and we want that.
I will put stupid amounts of money on this game if it happens.
Yeah. Luke?
Please make us dogs.
Luke, do you have anything? All right. Let's get into Sunday.
Luke,
oh, sorry. Well, I didn't hear you, so.
Yeah, I had to go find an extension cord so I could plug in my snowman. Told you I had something ready to replace the trophy.
But Luke, do you have any thoughts on this Lions fuckery?
Yeah, there's a lot. The refs fucked
start that timer.
You know, the Lions' deception was so good, even the refs got fooled. But that's their own dumbasses' fault. Not the Lions, the refs. They're supposed to be on top of shit, especially when you're told about this play before the game. And I heard on the radio the process from Dan Campbell, how they talked to the two refs on the sideline, not the head ref, because the head ref never usually attends the pregame meeting. And then those two refs are supposed to go and let the head ref know what was talked about and what's going on.
The fact that I believe that they probably did. I believe they probably did. That motherfucker's just so stupid that he probably in the heat of the moment forgot everything.
Then bro just continued to lie through his teeth post game. And then I loved I agree. Because I was listening to 97.1 the ticket, and they're like, the ref shouldn't have just like one person in private talk to them. They should have to face the whole media as a whole.
Yeah, the fact that everyone else has to answer the questions and they don't.
Because that was pathetic.
Yeah.
One pool reporter for the media.
It was bad. It was bad news bears. But that was the tale of Saturday. Now let's get into Sunday, and just in the middle of Luke's emotional crisis, his team didn't do him any favors because Baltimore and Miami turned into a Baltimore slugfest. 56-19 was the final score. 5 touchdowns and over 300 yards for Lamar, and 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 200 yards for Tua.
That's not a slugfest.
I meant slugfest for Baltimore because they almost put up 60 points on that.
A slugfest is back and forth. That's a slaughter.
Yes, this was pure anal domination.
It's like a first round knockout.
Honestly, Ty, we don't need to be in here. You can just let these two go.
I want to talk about how disrespectful Baltimore has been this season, because they have like 10 wins of more than 14 points or more than 17 points. And they've done it to 3 of the top teams in top divisions for both sides. And Miami should have took their stars out when the game was that far apart so that people like Bradley Chubb didn't get out for the season, because that's going to hurt. I forget who on offense got injured and might not be back well for playoffs, or this Buffalo game, which, yeah, Miami will get a wild card, but if Buffalo beats them, their 2 seed is gone. That's Buffalo's. So I just feel like this was not a good game in any way, shape, or form for Miami.
Fuck you, Baltimore.
Go Ravens. Best team in the league.
All that just to lose in playoffs. That's cute.
They're fucking everybody.
All that for the MVP. All that for the MVP just to choke in playoffs.
See, this is what I knew this was coming. I fucking knew it.
Look what Jesse just did. That's what Baltimore is going to do in playoffs. Disappear.
Yeah. He did get his ass, though.
Did, though.
All right. Game number 2. Buffalo and New England. I mean,
game number 3, actually.
Yes, sorry. You're right. Game number 3, Buffalo and New England. This was a game of turnovers, turnover tale, if you want to call it. It seemed like both teams were just trying to see how many times they could give the other team the ball. God, the first half, holy shit. But besides that, Buffalo won 27-21. The biggest reason why this game was still close is because of all the turnovers Buffalo had. They let New England stay in the game. But when your quarterback throws 3 picks, it's hard to win a football game.
Look, leave it to Buffalo to play down to another team's level. I mean,
that's what they love to do, man.
God. And leave it to Buffalo to turn the ball over 2 to 3 times per game. Leave it to Buffalo to do both of those things consistently every single year. I mean, it's nothing new with Buffalo, honestly.
Yep.
I don't know why I'd be surprised that this happened, especially in a rivalry game like this. Even if New England is bad, Buffalo will make it close.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That's why I saw that juicy spread and I hopped all over it for New England.
Yeah,
made the right play, 100%.
I don't know why the books keep giving him this type of respect.
No, the books. The reason why, Jesse, is because they'll go into a team like Miami and they'll go play good football. They'll go to a team like Dallas, they'll go play good football. But it's the teams where they have to go to a 500 team or lower, where like we've seen, they play down to their level, and then you get fucked on the spread. So just be a smart bettor and realize that shit, like Luke said. That's all you really got to do. Next game, we got Chicago and Atlanta. Game really doesn't mean shit considering both teams are now out of the playoffs. But Chicago got, I would say, their biggest win of the year in terms of the point differential. 37-17 was the final, and you had fans in the stadium ending the game chanting, "We want Fields," pretty much saying, don't even try to take a chance on another quarterback. Fields is our guy, and we want him. So, how do you guys feel about that? I know there's one person here who really
honestly, if you ask me, why would you draft someone else? Justin Fields has done nothing but prove to you that he has all of the capabilities of being a top 5, top 10 quarterback if you can get the good, like the guys around him that can succeed. Not fucking Equanimeous St. Brown. Like, no, okay? No one's going to succeed with that.
You need to get Marvin, and you got DJ Moore, and you got Marvin. And
I think that there's no reason to draft anything other than Marvin Harrison Jr.
Correct. I agree 1,000%.
Yeah. I mean, everyone made fun of me when I said Fields actually might do good this year. It hasn't always been pretty. Don't get me wrong. But that's more of just the Bears being the Bears and not Justin Fields.
I'll give you that.
Point, Luke.
I gave you that. You were the man I was alluding to where I said someone here is going to be happy because Luke was the one who went against all of us and was like, I'm not going to lie, I got a feeling this year. Just got a feeling. And that
as much as I hate the dude, I want him to come back one more year to OSU so we can beat him again.
So what I'm hearing is
for the Bears to draft Marvin Harrison Jr.
So what I'm hearing is if you ever get a feeling that CJ Stroud's going to do good, we're all putting money on him to win the MVP.
If he ever gets, if Luke gets that.
If Luke gets a feeling about CJ, I mean, come on.
Doing it.
It's
going to be a lot, too. It's going to be a big bet.
That'll be a wild day.
Justin Fields was never the problem. Came into his first year like Bryce Young with nothing. Then his
head coach hated him.
Then his second year, he barely had anything. He still had pretty much nothing. He had bare minimums.
Yeah.
And then this is the year where I feel like he's finally gotten some pieces, and look what he's doing. We haven't touched his ceiling. They haven't touched the ceiling. There's no reason to trade him on the ceiling so far.
I agree. I'm not going to keep gassing this man up too much. I don't think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, but I think this man did what he needed to fucking do this year to keep his job.
Yeah, and short story, Bears are stupid if they draft a quarterback.
Correct, yes.
All right.
Next 2 games we'll quickly skip over because they're pretty much the same story. Houston blew out Tennessee 26-3. Jacksonville blew out Carolina 26-0. Both those games are pretty boring. And now let's get into the Indianapolis Colts and the Las Vegas Raiders. Both these teams needed to win and the Colts were the team that got it done. 23-20 was the final. Aiden O'Connell did what he could, threw the ball almost 3 passes away from 50 times, but it was still Minshew mania. Jesse, I know you're sad.
Very surprised. Very surprised. I thought the Raiders would get it done, but Aiden O'Connell had to be the backup he used to be. Didn't play like starting Aiden O'Connell enough, and the Colts worked them, and it was tough from the start. L's were taken. They almost had a chance to grab the division. They could have dreamt of it. Probably wouldn't.
Anyone that listens to the way I talk about the Colts on this podcast knew it was always Colts.
I don't understand
because I was fading the Colts. It was always Colts. I said what I said. I knew it was going to happen.
No, the Colts just they're frustrating.
They are frustrating.
They're the Capitals.
They are the Capitals.
They're the Capitals.
You pick them to win. You throw them in your parlays. You bet on them. They lose and look like hot garbage. You fade them. You bet against them. You think the other team's going to win because they're going to look like hot garbage. They win.
I hate the Colts.
and sometimes they get lucky with home wins.
Yep.
They're like
sometimes their defense gets 29 points in fantasy and they win.
Dude, I don't know if you remember, Ty, but they're like the Red Wings for me from last year, or like last season. Like anytime I'd bet on the Red Wings to win, they would lose. And every time I would bet them to lose, they'd win. Every single time. I don't think I hit one Red Wings money line bet all last season. And this is the fucking Colts this year.
It really is, though.
Very confusing. They're very confusing. All right. Next game, we have the Giants and the Rams. Tyrod Taylor kept these boys in the game until the final minute. The Rams got it done. 26-25 was the final in New York.
Yeah, nice fucking backdoor cover. Yeah, thanks. I mean, I thought it was Rams all day. Backdoor covered by the Giants. I mean, you hate to see it.
Did you have Rams spreading your bets?
Yeah.
Because, damn, on here you took the Giants +5. Because you said that.
You did.
And the Rams weren't going to be able.
Because after I faded DeVito, I remember being shocked you went against me. He's right.
Yeah. It's a tough knock life out here.
Hey, I've been there. You know I have. So
I had that parlay placed before I changed my mind.
Yeah, honestly.
I was like, damn, I'm not cashing out.
Well, we knew the Rams were going to handle business. I feel like we just didn't know how they were going to handle it. Now they're 6th seed, and I believe they can't lose. They can't be taken out of playoffs. They've secured their shit. They're clinched.
Yeah, there's like a one. No, I saw online. There's like a 112 step scenario. You know how they have like those crazy things. But yeah, they're pretty much live.
We will be seeing Sam Darnold talk about that on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, this Rams team Saturday. Pray for them. Fucking pray for them. Let's get to a couple upsets here to end the 1 o'clock slate. Starting off with New Orleans and Tampa Bay. Saints came into the first place team. We all kind of. Pretty much every divisional game that we've been approached with this year, we've rooted for the upset, we've rooted for chaos, and it has continued to hit. The chaos ensued. New Orleans came through. 23-13 was the final. How do you do? That all rhymed.
Love it. It was always Saints. I'm saying it, Dylan. It was always Saints. We all had the Saints. I mean, it was just.
Tampa Bay looked like shit the whole game. Until the end part of the game, because they started marching back.
They made it quick.
They're like, wait, we might lose this. So then they started going down the field, scoring another. You gotta go down the field again. And then Baker almost did it. He almost did it.
We're here watching Red Zone, like, why are they on Red Zone again?
I remember.
Again? Is this game getting close?
I was talking to people who were playing Baker and fantasy for their championship, and it was like, oh, he only has like 3 or 4 points, and then he looks again, he's like, When did Baker get 22 points? What happened?
I believe it. What a strange guy. I think he played a different route this time. I think he said, you know what, every game I flip a coin for the game, and we're gonna play it by half. We're gonna do it by half. And he got tails first half, he got heads second half.
That was more like quarter based. Like every quarter he flipped a coin. He just managed to hit the bad side of the quarter first 3 quarters of the game. There's a lot of quarters being said, but it makes sense. I promise.
Yeah. Biggest upset of the week: Arizona and Philly. So I'm actually really proud I took this upset, if I'm being honest. I had Arizona money line. I don't think anyone else joined me, but
you had the spreads.
Had the spread, but
had the money line.
Yeah, I did take the money line because Philly has been on the downslope, and the biggest problem with everyone keeps talking about they're not scoring enough points. No, the problem is the goddamn defense. Okay, every time they get in a spot where their offense can do the points, 30 points, 30 points, 30 points, 30 points, 30 points, and then you go against the Arizona team where all you have to do is rely on your defense to close out the game, and they come down, they score to send it into a spot where you're now down. I mean, God, this defense, you look at it on paper and you go, it's so talented. And then you watch it on the field and you go, what the fuck am I watching?
You're watching.
Do you know what you're not hearing this year involving the Cardinals? All the Kyler Murray COD memes.
Because he only played in 5 games. That's why.
Yeah, but the problem was when COD was out and released, he would play like shit. He has been playing insanely good since he returned.
So is James Conner.
Oh yeah, James Conner fucking scared the shit out of me. I was playing him on Bookie's fantasy team, and I was like, this guy's having a career game. That was the best game of his season so far, and I'm like, oh, fantastic. Way to choose the right day to have this. But upset the Eagles. Hey, I'll take it, man. Eagles are on the downslope.
This is what happened. Shane Steichen was like, listen, I cooked for you, Nick Saran. You were good because of me. So I'm going to show you with my Arizona team that I can still run an offense better than you can. And our defense is going to stop you because I'm a better coach than you. And that's why I got a head coach job here.
And I know your offense.
Nick Sirianni cannot coach. He's just a background guy. He does absolutely nothing, and is why he had to hand the offense over, because he can't coordinate. They don't have an offensive coordinator. You gave Matt Patricia the defense.
That's why. That is why. Right there.
You don't have coaches. You need better coaches.
Why?
It's the personnel at this point.
Wondering why the defense is what it is.
It's always been Matt Patricia. I told you when the Lions were supposed to clinch because all the Eagles had to do was win. But no. Who sucked? The defense for the Eagles. Who was in charge of the defense for the Eagles? Matt Patricia. This man stays fucking up and always trying to fuck up the Lions, no matter how and which way. But also, he just sucks in general.
Well, I was going to say, and also he's fucking up whatever team he's on. So that's a problem too, because he's not a good coach. And makes you realize the only reason why he was in the spot he was is because he had Bill Belichick's fucking defense.
Patricia and Bradbury is a bad combo.
Yeah, but let's move on. Oh, well, we don't even really need to talk about this game. San Francisco, they beat Washington 27-10. They covered -14. It went how you would expect. Next game.
So hard.
Drop the ball.
Anything done.
Yeah, it was,
Sam Howell was a play for a reason.
Pittsburgh and Seattle. Pittsburgh 30, Seattle 23. Another scenario where both teams needed to win, and Pittsburgh got it done. Rudolph, once again, came through because, like I said, when Kenny Pickett isn't on this team, they're a good offense. It's very simple.
Yeah, things just all of a sudden start clicking.
It was always Steelers.
Najee had 100 rushing yards. What the fuck?
You want to know why he did? Because he finally said, I'm a Bama boy. I got to use that arm. I got a stiff arm.
Yeah, I got into it someone because I was saying that Najee was shit. And then he was like, no, he's not. And then, of course, after me saying that
Boom.
this dude has the best game of his season. I'm like,
Yeah, he needed
my
this. He has
God,
been
Najee, what-
obsolete this year.
Let's
And I
keep
can't
on.
really blame him because Jalen Warren's been a dog. So, like,
It's not
like,
his fault.
You've been underperforming, but at the same time, as you've been kind of just like here, he's been like that. So you're kind of in a spot there. But good game for Najee. Good game for the Steelers.
Never doubt.
And once again, you know what this means. Mike Tomlin will finish 500 or better once again.
Yep. He can
Does he
never
do
finish
it?
500 ever again.
Well, he's one of the best coaches to ever do it. That's why. All right.
But doesn't
One
that,
more
like-
4 o'clock until we get into the one everyone wants to talk about. Denver. Actually, does anyone even have anything to say about this Denver Chargers game? Denver won 16-9.
I refuse to watch it.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I didn't watch it either. So
Pitiful.
let's get into the game that everyone wants to talk about. Kansas City
Maybe talk
Chiefs,
about it.
Cincinnati Bengals.
That sounds good too.
Yeah, it was a really good game. And
We already talked
this
about
was-
the game everyone wanted to talk about.
Well, I meant in the 4 o'clock window. Sorry,
Yeah, okay.
I had to be more specific.
Sure.
Kansas City came out here, and I'm not gonna lie. I think first half of the game, or more specifically first quarter, a lot of Bengals bettors were feeling confident. Then you get into halftime. Well, still then you're up 17-13. You're feeling really good, feeling really confident. You like that Jake Browning play. You like the fact that Kansas City's receivers can't catch shit. Then in the second half, things started to slowly slip away. Patrick Mahomes started to slowly do Patrick Mahomes shit. And once again, the best weapon that they've had on their offense all year, Rashee Rice, came through for them when they needed it. And also have to point out, Kelsey fucking maybe like 2 catches. Yeah, 2 catches the whole
Okay.
fucking game.
Irrelevant.
You can't.
He
You
was
can't.
irrelevant.
You can't like not mention Pacheco going crazy too.
Yes,
Like
yes, he
a
did go
gremlin.
Pacheco. Pacheco had the best game he's had actually in his career, rushing and
running
receiving.
running
combined.
like a little kid testing out new shoes in the store.
This
crazy.
just felt like a game Kansas City shouldn't have won,
way to
but
put
they
it.
did. Does that make sense?
Seen a lot of those in my day.
Damn, you're damn right. You damn right you have.
Last 5 years of my life, actually.
But Jesse, as you're the Bengals guy, and after me saying that, how do you feel about, you know, not only this game, but I mean, you're done. That's eliminated from playoffs.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Jesse.
I knew we
Maybe
weren't
take
going to
it
win
around.
the AFC North, but I didn't know we were going to miss playoffs. It is what it is.
That's probably weird for you because
Eventually,
when
like,
Burrow was out, you
halftime.
probably thought you were fucked. But then Browning just kept giving you hope week by week. So, like, really what he was doing was just toying with you guys.
Browning, you should have never been drafted.
He wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
That's the reason he was undrafted.
He was undrafted. You
should've
gave
been
him a
picked up.
contract.
You shouldn't have been picked up. We made a mistake. You were only a highlight reel for a
Wow.
few.
Wow. Turning on Jake Browning like that.
I can't believe I called you Tom Brady.
I can't
You
believe
made a
that.
great. I'm not gonna lie. The comparison you made
That
on the
was wild.
podcast when you said reminds me of a little Tom Brady is insane. Looking back on it now, it's insane.
I
was
wanted
when he said it.
That's more wild than my opinions
I
about
wanted-
CJ Stroud.
new generational quarterback controversy. All right. We haven't
That
had
is-
any huge enough quarterback controversy in this day and age, and I wanted it. All right.
No, you want the controversy. But it's Brock Purdy and Tom Brady. That's what it is. That's a controversy. That doesn't make any sense.
All right, final game of the night, Sunday night football. And first things first, I told you so about Jaren Hall. Second thing second, Packers came into Minnesota, got the job done, 250 yards, 3 touchdowns from Love. Also, shout out Jaden Reed, getting 2 touchdowns, getting it done on the receiving side. And the Vikings are now eliminated from playoffs, and the Packers need to just win one more game, and they are in one more time. Jaren Hall, you're not a good quarterback. Thoughts?
Yeah, they might as well have kept him Mullins. There was no point.
Yeah, look, I was glad they didn't. Jay
Jesse,
Jetta,
you were the guy
non-existent.
defending me, telling him, chill out, Dylan. He's going to be this and that. He's not very good.
I said you weren't giving him a chance. All right, he could
Correct.
be that.
Have
And
we
then-
given him a chance?
Then he got concussed. He didn't get to play.
Is this a fair chance?
I think that was a
When
fair
you're getting to
chance.
halftime and Justin
Then this was
Jefferson
fair.
has 1 target, I think that's a
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You couldn't do your job, my friend.
The Packers are basically just the Lions from last year. Started out shitty and are making a miracle run in the second half to try and make playoffs.
But I think they
so much.
They just got to beat the Bears.
I hate it. They're gonna own the Bears. They always own the
Justin
Bears.
Fields, please.
Oh no!
come
Wait,
through.
no!
Nah.
I love it. That's
I will never become a
Can't
more
wait to
bigger
talk about
Fields
that
fan,
matchup.
bro.
That
Wow.
one's gonna be good.
All right, that is week number 17. We do not have a Thursday night football game, so you will just be getting all the games, including Saturday games, on Saturday.
Yeah, hoo.
Rough.
All right.
Also,
I don't think we have anything else, do we?
All right, Dylan, here we go. Let's keep it real short. As bad as my team's been this year, you're the only one who hasn't beat me. I'm 2-0 against you. On the account of my team being in last all year, yeah, for most of the year, yeah, I can't disagree with that. I won 3 games at the end of the year, though, and made a small playoff push. Made a good little scare for everybody. As much as everyone may say I drafted poorly, I disagree. I feel confident with my team. And I think it's time to send you to the dog cage. You're the whole beginning to this punishment skipping scandal thing between everybody. I'm going to make sure you do it. You're overdue, kid. Good luck having fun, bud.
All right, well, back to it. There was.
I didn't need to watch that. All right, what else?
All right, well, Dale?
John?
You're not Dale.
Oh, I forgot about this. Fuck. I blocked it out of my brain.
Did it. I could never.
All right, Michigan,
What?
27, Alabama, 20, in the Rose Bowl. All came down to the last play, and Alabama completely fumbled the bag. Luke, your reactions.
My reaction is I almost had about 20 million heart attacks. I screamed on the top of my lungs, jumping for joy. Oh my God. I almost don't ever want to go through that again. That I've seen a lot of close games come down to the wire like that, but they're usually not my teams. And if they are, I'm usually on the bad end of it. The one I can honestly remember is that one year we played OSU and we went to overtime when we were at that tournament for Cougar Puck.
Yeah.
And heartbreak. But not this year. This year, we beat the SEC. We knocked them out of playoffs. There is no SEC team in the Natty. We love that. We got basically two Big Ten teams in the Natty.
You really do. That's the best part. Because Washington's joining the Big Ten. It's a Big Ten natty right before the Big Ten merge. That's like poetic.
That is.
Even though I backed Alabama, I would like to say I always wanted Florida State in there. Fuck Bama. It was always Florida State.
Fuck you for picking Bama.
Look, Michigan was always supposed to win. But how am I supposed to deny Nick Saban and Jalen Milroe when it was always Jalen Milroe?
Because
and he better come back next year because I love Jalen Milroe. I am not a necessary like I said, not a Bama guy. I love Jalen Milroe.
I'll tell you, Blake Corum wasn't there last year, and in overtime, this man said, "I wasn't here last year to help the boys out. I'm gonna put the team on my back." Well, most of the offense because the defense was carrying the team the entire game. But in overtime, Blake said, give me 2 plays. I'm in the end zone. Just monster run to start off the overtime. And then an even monstrous run to follow up, just to steamroll into the end zone. Oh, my, that was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And then Michigan's defense was just playing absolutely lights out. And I had trust, but games like that, you stress.
Well, your heart you got your fucking special teams unit over here trying to give the game away 3 different times.
The closest I came to death my entire life was watching him catch 30 seconds left in the game. All we got to do is catch it, fair catch, and then basically knee it out. Unless we had some miracle, we got down the field a little bit and then maybe go for the win. Muff the punt, almost have it bounce back into the end zone, magically dropped on the 1 yard line. I actually physically almost died.
For a second, I thought that Alabama got a safety or a touchdown or something. I was like, they did not just like end the game on that play. Not after what the Lions just did. They did not just do that.
That was the longest 5-second span of football I've ever seen. And all I could think about was not the trouble with the snap, please. Not like this.
Right.
Not
like this.
Please.
Dylan, you can't have nothing. There's no way.
You can talk about how much
No. Final play of the goddamn game. What the fuck was that? What even was that? We're at the 5-yard line. We have one of the best receivers in the fucking league. And I know what you're going to say. Wait a minute. He just got hurt. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about bro that pulls fucking Achilles the play right before. I'm talking about the second wide receiver who's 6'6", who's on a one-on-one, man-on-man, who you don't throw to. Okay, well, let's go to the rushing side. The rushing that has got you as far as you have while you're in the red zone. Didn't even think about running that bitch. So what do? They give it to Milroe. He's just a clog of fucking people just in the middle. It just dives right into the middle of them. What did he think was going to happen?
I will say, to be fair, that wasn't really Milroe's fault.
No, it was the play. It was the OC's fault. What that
No,
play
it wasn't.
call?
I'll tell you why. Because I forgot what the play is, but it's like when they have like the option to run it or throw it. Forgot what that play is called.
Who am I blaming? Whose fault is it? I need to blame somebody.
It's the snappers. It's the center.
Okay, well then fuck the snapper.
That man was botching so many snaps.
He was the worst player in the game.
Not even just this game. All season, that man has
their
been
whole line, bro.
The
The amount of times that Milroe had to run out of the pocket because he was about to get sacked because he had two big motherfuckers coming from both sides. It happened maybe 5 times.
That's because it's hard to contain Michigan's D line.
No, better than
dogs.
I mean,
your D line is good. You guys had
got destroyed.
Yes, you guys have a good D line, but when you have 6 sacks, it shows that the O line is terrible. When the Giants allowed 7 sacks and the Commanders allowed 8 sacks, it's because their O line was so bad, not because the other O line was so good. Yes, it's a good O line, but not the 6 sacks in the Rose Bowl.
Dude, Milroe got put in a very bad position because the center snapped it so low. And honestly, it was a miracle that he even grabbed it. But then at that point, by the time he got the ball,
the right side of the line dismantled itself.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Ran through.
Luke, so that same center, because that's the motherfucker that earlier in the game made back-to-back bad snaps, right? Where they fumbled it back-to-back. That's the same guy, right?
Yes.
How the fuck, after he made back-to-back bad snaps and we saw him go to the sideline, we saw Saban talk to him, you still put his ass right back in?
Ask Saban that because
there was nobody better.
And that's
because
wild.
Here's the thing. He's been that bad all season long. There's you can go back.
There's not another center on the team.
They have been fucking up a lot of snaps all season long because of that guy. And he was still on the team.
I need a name because this feels personal.
You can probably look up at one of the accounts because he hit the transfer portal today, I believe.
Seth McLaughlin, you piece of shit.
Yeah,
I'm sure you're actually a really good guy off the field, but on the field,
it was great to see because honestly, they had a 3-on-2 on the far side of the field. If that wasn't a low snap,
yeah. They had one of those three people what are going to be wide open for a touchdown somewhere if they had 2.5 seconds and not what they did.
Yeah, because it still would have been very close because Michigan's D-line just absolutely just ran through Alabama's O-line on that play. But the low snap did not help Milroe.
I agree.
That put him in full panic mode with that pressure with the game on the line and all that pressure.
Yes, sir.
And then he just ate the dirt because the D-line just pushed their O-line into him.
Let's get into the Sugar Bowl, starting off with I love this game. I just want to say that before both games, I had one request and one request only, and that was just give me what I got last year. Give me 2 fucking good games. And Luke said it best in the group chat where the first game, you got the best defensive game, and then this one, you got the better offensive one. Immediately, you knew it was going to be back and forth when the first play of the game was 70 yards for Washington. When Washington's first big play was 70 yards, and Tyler immediately cashed his receiving bet. You love to see that on the first play. But besides that, then Texas countered with a touchdown. They went back and forth. I'll sum it 400 passing yards by Michael Penix later. Texas was in a spot where they were down by 6 on a final drive. They completed 2 passes where, honestly, both of them were miraculous catches to get them in a spot where they had 1 play, 1 chance, and a great defensive play by the Washington defensive back to break up the pass on the man coverage. And
the best part about that, though, is that was the same guy that mossed him earlier in the game on the same play.
Yeah,
that's not happening again. I'm not losing the game getting mossed.
Nah, he said I'm getting the W. That's what I'm getting.
But these games were one was defensive and one was offensive, but they were eerily similar because Michigan and Texas coming out in the second half, their offense just was non-existent. Absolutely non-existent for the start. And then they started cooking later in the game because Washington their offense started fizzling out towards the end of the game, which allowed Texas to ultimately come back because they had to make 2 field goals in a row. And then Texas was like, okay, you gave us a chance. We're going to take advantage. And then they started cooking. And then, wow.
Yeah,
100%. Turned it into a really
I'm not going to lie, Ty. I will say, when we were sitting, you remember what I said about the pod or how I thought this game was going to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we were sitting here and they said, there's 1 play for the game. Will Quinn Ewers be a hero? I said, I already know how this fucking story ends.
You said he will choke it.
I already know how this goddamn story ends. I already watched the movie. I already know. I already said it. He is going to be in a spot where he is going to have a chance to win the game on the final drive of the game, exactly as he did, and just couldn't come through. That's exactly what happened to a team.
Yeah, at least it was a better last play call than Bama's.
Oh, way fucking better. At least they had an opportunity. Holy shit. Texas fans actually thought for a second, whoa, he might catch it. No. The second the Bama snap happened, it was all so quick. It was, the game's over.
Nope.
The only reason, it happened earlier in the game that literally the same exact play and the dude caught it. But at the same time, it's it was a good play call. But I mean, it's almost like you can't run the same exact one. The same defender is only going to let that slide maybe one time, especially with it being that close. You got to get a little more creative.
Yeah, or else your wide receiver literally has to be him.
Yeah. Unless it's automatic because he's fucking 7 foot tall. But yeah. So like you see on the screen, we officially have the national championship odds spread currently set at -4.5 for Michigan Wolverines. I called Tyler yesterday. 55. And I said, I'm surprised it's not 14 just because I feel very similar to how I felt last year going into it. I just feel like Washington is a really good football team. Michigan's a really good football team. They're in different leagues. It's that's just how I look at it. Michigan is the best team of the best league. Washington is the best team of the league below that. So I think it's Michigan all day, just early predictions, but that's just how I look at it.
That way.
The way that it also looks on the other side is that Washington has just been doubted all season.
But that was how it went with TCU.
Every
You're not gonna make me do that.
every single game, it was a big game. They were put as bigger dogs than you thought they'd be, and they won all of those games.
TCU.
But Todd,
There's just too much eerie shit going on. I'm so leaning over.
this is my.
I'm leaning under. Because you also got to think Michigan's going to run the ball a lot this game. Because, I mean, Washington really doesn't have that good of a defense.
Okay, Michigan showed me they can score points.
I think I might
Washington
honestly check the score at
not
halftime.
nearly as bad as Alabama.
I'm going to check the score at halftime, and that's going to determine whether or not I watch the rest of the game.
The way I feel, Washington has been doubted all season. We know this. But whenever they've been doubted, it's been because the other team has such a high-powered offense that they believe Washington's defense will fold. Therefore, the other team scores more points. And this is the first time where it's like the other team has a defense that they feel is going to be able to stop them more. And it's the better defense, not the better offense. But I think, Dylan, you're tripping talking about some 14 and a half.
Bro, I'm not going to make the same mistake I did last year with TCU. I'm not going to do it. It's the same exact scenario, same exact situation.
I think this plus 4 is going to be juicy. That's the early talk.
My only confusion with that is that last year in the same situation, in the same spot, Michigan fumbled the bag. So why would you then turn around and take
I'm just saying, I think there was the number one team in the country.
Just the logic is.
Wait, Tyler, I'm going to explain myself. I think in terms of number one team in the country when the season started, clear cut, last year, Georgia, this year, we said on the podcast, Michigan. Okay?
Yeah.
So either goes through.
Oh.
I didn't do that.
Oh, well. I got this. So,
no,
Georgia. If you want to do a Michigan man, my bad.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I don't know why it did. Why did you keep doing that?
Here.
God damn it! I was cooking. Fuck. So as them being the clear-cut number one team, the year continues, year ends, they stay number one, just like last year. Georgia number one. You go into the college football playoffs. They beat the team they're supposed to beat to go to the national championship. The other team, you get an upset. Everybody, in terms of the money, I believe, was going to Texas. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
And a lot of the money's on Washington currently.
It was 54, like 46.
Okay.
Washington.
And also how you brought up the TCU thing. A lot of that, in my opinion, had to do with the whole, just that the aura surrounding on how Michigan couldn't get past the semifinals. They can make it to the playoffs, but then they couldn't get past that game. And that showed at the start of the Bama game. The offense looked a little shaky to start. JJ almost threw a pick. Special teams was wacky all game, but like you saw it was kind of like the little nerves at the start of like, we cannot fuck this up again. But then they got past that, and then they won a grueling match against Bama. I think they're past that.
Okay, TCU won all 5 games against ranked opponents that they were underdogs against last year. And I'm pretty sure, I'm going to do the research, Washington was in the same spot for 4 games this year where they were in a spot, like Jesse said, shouldn't have won, came through as the underdog, just like TCU.
They always
won the conference, undefeated.
The bettors and the sports books were fools. They were all wrong. Everybody was always wrong. Washington was always supposed to win those games. They just wanted to not believe in Washington because these high-powered offenses with Bo Nix, he's going to dominate all over them and throw all over them like he has all these other games. And then it was, oh, look at Texas. They've been going bananas against everybody. They're going to score all over them. They beat fucking Oklahoma, and they almost lost to Kansas State. It was always Washington.
No, they get to, no. You are forgetting the only reason they got the hype is because they beat Bama.
It was always
that's what Texas got it. But it was
not Oklahoma. Oklahoma. Don't give a fuck.
They beat them in the championship, and they fucked them up.
Oklahoma and fuck Dylan Gabriel.
If it would have been a close game, they would have been like, Georgia should probably slide in just because they feel that way. If Texas would have had a close game with Oklahoma in their bowl, we would have had a different Final Four.
But they didn't. Why? Because Oklahoma is ass. Sorry, I just don't like Oklahoma.
Neither do I.
Yeah, so it was always Washington against soft-ass defenses.
Yeah.
Now they're facing a hard-ass defense. And, yeah, their O-line won whatever that award is. The best O-line in college. But, Michigan's won that twice, if I'm correct. The last 2 years, and that didn't really matter a whole lot.
No.
All right, so the game is on Monday, so we'll
Michigan
break that bitch
hasn't
down
played.
on Saturday a little bit more in depth because we've already spent 15 minutes on it, and the game isn't even in for another week.
Yeah, and with that being said, everything Jesse said led me to this. So it is what it is. Yeah.
I think
Thank
we
you,
can all
Jesse.
agree early play, we're all leaning Michigan, right?
No.
100%.
No, you're not.
Three.
Okay.
You three are.
I'm leaning Michigan early, middle, late, all the way through.
Gotcha.
I'll explain why.
Jesse, I'm looking at you like you're me from last year. You got
Oh,
so much potential in your eyes, so much excitement.
Last year,
they're gonna do it.
year,
You don't know
No.
what the fuck
Dylan.
you're waiting for, man. Just a whole
Dylan,
bunch of
you
heartbreak.
knew last year. You knew last year was not like that. You were just like, I rode TCU all year, so I feel like I have to ride with them in the national championship. That's the only reason you were truly where you were.
You
last
rode
year.
Washington.
That is
all
what you
year.
said.
I rode Washington in all of their upsets. That is true.
Correct.
But
you rode them all
You
year.
rode them from day fucking one, Dylan. You were TCU into the season, TCU at the end of the season. I got
They
to
made
that
history, so you know what? Go on, folks.
And I just don't think Michigan's played a true Penix and his receiving core and Dylan Johnson. So I just feel like it's going to be a better game than people are thinking. Wait till Saturday.
I hope you're right, Jesse. I
never
hope
said
it is
it-
a great football game.
I like to say I never said it wasn't going to be a good game. It is.
Yeah.
They pose a different type of threat and a different challenge, but still, we're overcoming that challenge. Go,
But-
Blue. It's
Minus
great to
4.5.
be a Michigan Wolverine.
What's
Yeah.
4.5?
Minus 4.5.
What's 4.5?
Thank you
Minus
for watching the
4.5.
podcast. We appreciate you guys. If you want to check us out on Instagram, that's over on Sharks Network. And if you want to check us out on Twitter, that's also, or X, sorry, that's Sharps Network as well. Same thing over on the TikTok. Same thing over on the Twitch. If you want to bet on any of the games that are happening on any sport before Saturday, when we hit you with all the NFL games, make sure you download the Sharps Sports app on your app store and use promo code TYCO11. That will be a great deal. All for the fellas. Well, Luke will be here Saturday because he's got to break this goddamn game down, okay? So he will be here. All four of the boys will be here Saturday. Have a good one. I'm McGilly. Peace!